Hello, everyone. Please take your seats for us to commence today's campus conversation. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's had a wonderful day so far. Welcome to the final campus conversation of this academic year. We hope to have an interesting and reflective conversation for everyone attending today or those who may be watching later. Today's campus conversation will include a special section which will represent the Staff Excellence and Achievements Award to our dedicated and excelling staff. With this, before we begin today's discussion, let's watch this video which represents the significant achievements of this year for AUC's community and beyond. Thank you. Let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Jadal Buckley. I'm currently a freshman, an excellent scholar representative, a peer leader, and a peer tutor in AUC. I'm very excited to have this opportunity to moderate today's campus conversation and the Staff Excellence Award ceremony. Now, please welcome Dr. Ahmed Dallal and Provost Abdulrahman to join me on stage to begin today's discussion. I would first like to leave the floor to President Dallal and Provost Abdulrahman to provide their accounts of some brief updates within the AUC community. Let us begin with Dr. Dallal. Thank you.
Thank you, Jada. Good afternoon. It's very hard to sort of give a sum up of everything that happened during the year. It's been a very busy year with lots of challenges, but also with lots of great work that has been done. And that has been our story for quite a while. And we really need to learn how to do this, how to operate under conditions of instability and make sure that we keep our eyes on the ball and keep on moving forward. I think we've managed to do that. And unfortunately, we have to do that for quite a while to come, because we're entering a world which is unstable, which is unpredictable. There are many, many big changes that are happening globally and regionally that are affecting us, both globally and regionally. We're being affected by everything that's happening around us, within our country, within the region, within the world. There are things that are happening. I mean, of course, the most recent thing is what happened with the USAID, the cancellation of all of the USAID funding, and the impact that resulted from that cancellation. That said, We've managed to operate under conditions of challenge and instability. We've managed to do well. We've managed to keep on progressing. There is a lot of work. What you've seen on the screen is only a sliver of the sort of good work that's being done at the university, and we need to continue to do that. The most important thing is to manage problems without having an objective, without having a goal, is a losing battle. We always need to move the university forward. We have, and we will continue to do. I trust, and I thank everyone who contributed on so many different levels to ensuring that this university is doing its best to contribute to the higher education landscape and also to the service of our societies. So I will not try to give a summary of the, because really there's so much. There are few things which are visible. There are many more things which are not as visible but equally important, equally foundational, that the university is doing, that the university will continue to do. So thank you all. I promise you it's gonna be a busy summer, by the way, for those of you who are staying here in the summer. It's gonna be a busy summer. There is no time ever in our operations, which is a low time. We have to work, we have to continue to do the work. We have to manage the crisis, of which we have quite a few, but we also need to keep our eyes on the ball and to continue the good work that you are all doing. So thank you for doing this work. Thank you for being ready to brace for the future with whatever it brings. And I'll be happy, of course, to answer specific questions later on.
Thank you. Dr. Eheb, would you like to continue?
Thank you, Jana. I'm not going to add much to what President Dalal said, but really this is another good year in spite of all the challenges that we have faced this year, especially when it comes to the funding from USAID, and you all know the impact of that on the university operation. However, in spite of that surprise, we managed to do really well in the university. And this is not one single person effort, it's all of you effort. We came together as a society, as a community, to actually make sure that EUC do better day in and day out. There will be very good news coming soon when it comes to the ranking of the university, and I'm going to leave that to my colleague Dina Abou Fatouh to announce at the right time, because this is not the right time, but expect good news this year, which is another good surprise for the university. As the President Dalal mentioned, we will be busy, very, very busy in the summer, preparing for the next academic year to make sure that the university continues to really go from level to the highest, to a higher level. This year academically the performance was really good. This was still in the middle of the recruitment season for new faculty and new students, and both sides of recruitment, faculty and students, it seems that we will really be in a good shape in September. And we will keep you posted as we go on. And I'm happy to answer questions too.
Thank you very much. So before beginning the Q&A session, let's check some footage about exciting developments on the Campus 2026 and hear from the university architect, Dr. Khaled Tarabia, about the latest on the project progression over the past few days.
Hello, everyone. Just to give a quick update, as you see here on the picture, and actually this is slightly old right now compared to what we have on site. This was shot about the first week in May, actually. We're going to have we do drone shots once every month. Where we are, as you know, we started excavation as of October and site preparation for our major construction. And we started actual construction towards the end of February, beginnings of March. I've done a good progress so far with having foundations almost complete for the 5 structures. We have 3 projects. Remember, there are 5 buildings for the 3 projects because we have 2 of the projects, there are 2 buildings each. And where we are right now, if you notice, we have 3 tower cranes on site to facilitate and to accelerate actually the material handling and speed of the tasks taking place. So they're 25 meters high. You can see them right now popping up, and they will remain there until almost the final completion of the project. The square here at one of these squares is actually the tower. We welcome, of course, visits, but with permission. We look quiet, but things are not quiet on site. It's just because of the distance and the proximity here. And we hope that we remain quiet until we get the whole job done. On track, on schedule, our goal is to be substantially complete for the buildings by August 2026, and then final completion towards the first semester 2027, and commission and test and fine-tune, and we're ready for fall 2027 enrollment and use, inshallah. That's where we are.
Thank you, Dr. Torobio, for detailing the Campus 2026 developments regarding the 3 transformative projects. Now, I would like to open the floor for the audience to ask any questions that they have. Feel free to raise your hand if you have any questions or comments, and someone will come to you with a microphone. Thank you. All right, so while everyone is waiting to think of some questions, I would like to start off with some online questions which were asked and requested. So as known by the AUC community, many questions were raised about the USAID students at AUC and if the student will cover the enrollment of currently enrolled USAID students.
The short answer, continuing students will be taken care of. We've always made the commitment to our continuing students who have started. Unfortunately, students who were supposed to start and for whom the funding is no longer available, we cannot do much. We've invited these students to apply for our regular financial aid system, and some of them have, and we will do whatever we can. I personally am trying to reach out to see if there are alternative sources of funding. That's not easy. I mean, and it doesn't happen overnight. It's not there is no magical solution. It is a tight situation. It breaks our heart that there are students who are supposed to start studying at AUC to transform their lives who will no longer be able to do that. Yet again, continuing students will always take care of our continuing students. You remember during the devaluation, the university made a commitment that no student will have to leave the university for inability to pay. And we've lived up to that commitment. Over the last 3 years, we've lived up to that commitment, and that remains our commitment. New students is a different story. It's a loss for us. We'll see what we can do. We'll try to work on alternatives, but it's a sad story. It certainly is a big setup for us. Certainly, it's a big setup for the students who are supposed to start studying at AUC.
Dr. Iheb, would you like to add anything?
The only thing I would add that the students have been already informed that the university will continue to support them. We're now currently working with them on what does that mean exactly in terms of their benefits that they used to get from the USAID, and how can we support them through their journey at AUC. That's what I would like to add.
Okay, thank you so much. While anyone in the audience has any questions, please feel free to raise your hand. However, while people are still waiting to think of some questions, another online question which was raised was, beyond the concern with the USAID students, there is also a common concern held by some students and staff alike regarding the parking slot shortage and the future availability for the coming fall semester. And please comment on the future outlook regarding the parking slot shortage on campus.
I don't use the parking, so.
To start with, we are a total community of less than 10,000 people. We have more than 2,500 parking spots, and that's going to increase a little bit with the new project. There is a very high rate of parking spots per capita compared to any university, no matter what the resources of the university. And frankly, we want to discourage students from driving individually their cars. We want to encourage carpooling, want to encourage using the transportation system. What we have is quite good. There are a few spots that were, that are out of commission because of the construction, but as you know, we've added additional spots. We're pretty much close to where we used to be, and there is going to be more once the project is done. That said, we're doing extremely well. The problem is everyone wants to drive their individual car, and regardless and so on, they want to drive multiple cars. So we're putting in place a system which will rationalize, which will bring us closer at a much lower cost, by the way, than what universities do globally. That what peer institutions do globally there will be, there'll be a fee for a reasonable fee for parking at the university, and there are different levels and so on. Is Shireen here, or Shireen is not here? There are messages that went out to the community, and there are other messages that we will be communicating with the community on the specific system that will be put in place. It is a very reasonable system, and it is comparable to, actually, if anything, it's much more favorably comparable to what other institutions do globally.
Yeah, I fully agree. In a recent meeting between me, myself, and the president of the student union, we were discussing the parking because the students have concern about the parking slots on campus and the fees that may be actually put on the parking in the future. And the way we, in the parking now, we do not have any control or any knowledge about the cars that come into campus. So, for example, if someone park in a slot that's not really available for parking, he or she are not supposed to be there. So, and if we give them ticket, do we know whose car is this? Absolutely not, we don't. So what does that ticket mean? Nothing. And so we don't. If we want to measure the carbon footprint for our campus and make accurate measurements, can we know how much carbon footprint car actually put into our campus every year when they come to campus? We can't. And this is really important information for us. So having a parking system that will allow us to know the distance traveled by every car, that will allow us to know whose car is this on campus, will allow us to manage the parking a lot. We don't have parking issues after 4 p.m. Am I correct, Khalid? But before that, at the peak time, we have parking issues. That may also related to how we distribute our classes. Most of our classes are distributed between 10 and 2 or 10 and 3. So maybe we should look at the redistribution of our classes to make sure there is uniformity of classes offered during the day. That may also help in solving the problem. So I guess the parking problem actually will lead us to think out of the box to find solution for that problem. But I also agree with the president. We have too many parking slots on campus than any other campus. Can I say something about ranking again? Because I mentioned ranking. I'm sure that you all know my own position about rankings with an S, and I don't like them, and because they have many issues that they need to fix in order to actually, for a serious university like us, to take them seriously. We keep an eye on the rankings, but what we do at EUC is we really improve our operation by the minute, by the day, and hopefully that will be reflected on the ranking. We do not do like other universities And I'm sure that you have seen on the social media the last few days some news about what other universities do to improve their ranking when it comes to increasing the research portfolio, and that research did not happen on campus, did not happen at that university. And there are so many reports now on the social media that have been circulating with many universities from the region on that list of universities that violated the research integrity. We do not do this at AUC. We will not do this at AUC. We will enhance our operation, hoping that that will be reflected on campus, and we will continue to talk with rankers, all the ranking agencies, about the issues that they have in their ranking in order to really enhance the ranking. Other than that, I take ranking with a big grain of salt. So please do not mistake my earlier comment that we have improved in the ranking, that I'm now supporting of those rankings. I'm not, and I will not be until they fix the rankings, the criteria they have.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Tarabi, if you would like to add to the ongoing questions about the parking slot availability.
No, it's exactly the same. Like if we look at codes, we're actually meeting code by virtue of providing the adequate parking spaces. Code actually governs this. This is not a kind of just someone putting up a number of parking spots. These are like, we go back to the books. We are exceeding. We have a one parking spot for each 4 members, assuming that we're all in the same time. But we also have another problem of car drop-offs on campus that we're trying to work. We see in our parking areas those who are parked there that they are neither faculty, staff, or students. We see others, and I don't want to go through the classification of this, but what are these people doing in our parking spots? Why are they occupying parking spots? So there are issues of operation that we need to enhance. We can use technology, and that's the new system that we're implementing. And I will leave that to Shireen next time to kind of detail on this. But also we need to be mindful with other means of coming over to the campus. Now we're in the heart of a city. If you study or if you ask about the census of most of our population, a good considerable number is actually from New Cairo and the surrounding cities, and we have Zaid and we have downtown. But car pooling could be a solution for those who are living within proximity with each other. Just by discussion, they can, and I'm sure, and I'm 100% sure, that the students are capable of connecting together and knowing their schedules, those with similar schedules, and they're able to come over and benefit from carpooling. We will have, at the beginning of the semester, in fall 2025, designated spots for carpoolers with we're studying how this will work, the incentives and whatnot, and we will increase that program eventually, hopefully, if it succeeded, and we need your help to make it succeed, and to benefit from also the bus system if needed, okay? So there are things, it's a give and take, but again, back to the main question of the numbers, we're governed by code. And that's any questions, we can always talk about it later also in technical details, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I would like to lend the floor back over to the present audience. Can anyone please raise their hand if they have any questions or comments, concerns that they have regarding AUC as a whole? Thank you. All right, because there doesn't seem to be any questions as of right now. This is the first time I witnessed this. Thank you everyone for your informative and reflective Q&A session. Now we would like to move on with the Staff and Excellence and Award Ceremony. I would like to welcome President Ahmed Daled to the podium to commence the awards.
So we lead them one, I have a small introduction, then one by one, and then I think, who's the organizer? Ask the organizers. Ready? Thank you, Jada. Dear students, I'm surprised you had no questions from the audience. If you have afterwards questions, please feel free to come and ask me. Dear students and colleagues, family and friends of today's awardees, I'm glad to celebrate with you the 2025 Service Excellence winners. Our staff is at the heart of AUC. You keep the university running and help create an environment where everyone can thrive. I'm grateful for all the work that you do and will recognize today 6 full-time staff members. Each has served AUC for at least 5 years and has shown outstanding dedication in the following areas: customer service, support for students, faculty, and staff, high-quality delivery of the AUC experience, and creative ways to improve how we work. These 6 individuals consistently go above and beyond. They bring commitment, creativity, and care to everything they do. صباح الخير جميعاً. يسعدني أن أحتفل معكم بالفائزين بجائزة التميز في الخدمة لعام 2025، وهي جائزة سنوية تكرم مجموعة من موظفي الجامعة الذين أظهروا تميزاً في تقديم الخدمات ودعم الطلاب وأعضاء هيئة التدريس والموظفين، وابتكار طرق لتحسين أساليب العمل مما يضمن تقديم تجربة الجامعة الأمريكية بجودة عالية. بداية أود أن أشكر أعضاء لجنة الاختيار وكل من شارك بترشيح زملاء للجائزة، ثم سأقدم الفائزين بجائزة هذا العام مع ذكر اقتباس قصير على لسان مرشحي كل فائز. Before I announce the awardees, I want to thank the selection committee for their careful review of all nominations. And I really underscore careful review. I know that there were several iterations, a lot of careful, thoughtful, responsible thinking before the final nominations were recommended, and I just approved their nominations, so they're responsible. First, thank you to Associate Provost Dr. Zainab Amin, to Dean of Students Jorgen Marcel, Ms. Hanan Omari from our Communications Office, and Director of Operations and Maintenance, Mr. Muhammad Sakouri. This is the committee. You shouldn't talk to them. I was kidding. You shouldn't go after them. They really did a very, very good job, and I'm grateful for their work. And thank you to everyone in the community who submitted nominations. Now I'm glad to introduce this year's awardees. I think what we're going to do, we'll introduce them one by one and then present them with the award. I'm glad to introduce this year's awardees. As I call each name, I'll share a short quote from their nomination that speaks to their impact. Our first awardee is Ms. Abir Ghali. Executive Assistant to the Chair of the English Language Instruction Department. She started at AUC in 1996, and I'm quoting now her nominator. With over 20 years of steadfast service, she has been the department's quiet force, reliable, resourceful, and deeply committed. Her initiative and professionalism support the department's smooth operations and uplift everyone around her. Thank you, Ms. Ghali. Please come forward to receive your award. Our second awardee is Ms. Ibtisam Qannawi. Assistant for Rare Books Collections, Digitization in the Libraries and Learning Technologies Unit. She joined AUC in 2011. Her nominators praised, quote, her precision, creativity, and fast turnaround, Her work makes our digital collections easier to navigate, enhancing research and strengthening the value of our archives. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage to receive her award. Our third awardee is Ms. Hiba Mansour, Senior Manager at the International Programs and Services Office. She joined the AUC in 2015. One nominator wrote, quote, "As acting senior director, Ms. Mansour has ensured that every stage of the student exchange journey is handled with professionalism and care, making a lasting difference in how students experience international opportunities." Thank you, Ms. Mansour. Please come forward to receive your award. The fourth award recipient is Ms. Hind Zaki. Director of the Office of the Provost, who joined the AUC in 2019. During the early phase of the USAID funding freeze, Mrs. Zaki's leadership, quote, "turned the time of uncertainty into one of clarity and compassion, coordinating across departments and guiding families with patience and professionalism. Her work helped maintain trust in our institution's commitment to service and care." Thank you, Hind. Please join me on the stage to receive the award. Our next awardee is Ms. Munira Mursi. In case you haven't noticed, there is a gender imbalance. But anyway. Senior Administrative Assistant 1 at the Center for Learning and Teaching. She has worked with us since 2009. Described as, quote, "approachable, empathetic, and always ready to help," her nominators highlighted her, again I quote, "warm presence and problem-solving spirit." She is the go-to person for faculty and colleagues alike. Ms. Mursi, please come forward to receive your award. And last but not least, we have a man. Our final awardee is Mr. Radi Abu Al-Azm. Security Guard 1 who has worked at AUC since 2009. He was praised for, and I quote, "his calm presence, genuine care, and consistent support. His quick thinking helps keep faculty and their families safe and reassure that our faculty housing, especially during emergencies." Thank you, Mr. Abu Al-Azm. Please join us on the stage. Congratulations to all of this year's recipients. You embody the values we hold dear at AUC: dedication, service, and deep commitment to excellence. I wish you continued success, and I hope everyone today enjoys a restful and rewarding summer. ألف مبروك لجميع الفائزين، وشكرا لتفانيكم والتزامكم بتقديم خدمة متميزة لمجتمع الجامعة. أتمنى لكم دوام النجاح وللجميع صيف هادئ ومريح. شكرا.
Congratulations to all the award-winning staff. Now please join the president and the provost for a group photo on stage. Thank you everyone for attending today. I hope it was a reflective and informative session. Now please enjoy the reception. Thank you very much.